Did you know that some of the most popular bands of all time were influenced by fantasy sci-fi novels? Hey everyone, I'm Nikhil with Shelf-Esteem, and these are my favorite songs that were influenced by sci-fi fantasy novels. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nikhil with Shelf-Esteem. I'm a composer, now also a booktuber. You can find my music in book adaptations like The Wheel of Time, His Dark Materials, the official companion album for Brent Week's Lightbringer series, the Edan trilogy main theme for Philip Chase's novels, and many more. As you know, I love music, I love reading, and every once in a while you get to find a topic where the two intersect. Now, it seems like bands in the last 50 years have felt similarly because there are a number of bands and a number of songs that either allude to certain references lightly or straight up summarize passages, entire passages of novels and poems in their songs. Now, I'm going to go over these in no particular order. There are actually quite a few more. Blind Guardian, which I don't know too much of their music, but they did an entire I think album or at least a few tracks based on The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. So there's that. But I'm talking specifically about my favorites in no particular order. If you know of any others though, I'm always on the lookout for figuring out how to intersect these two different disparate mediums into one cohesive whole. So let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Watch it till the end. Share it with a friend if you think that they would enjoy this. Let's jump on in no particular order with the first one by a band called Led Zeppelin. With a song that contains the lyrics, "In the darkest depths of Mordor, I met a girl so fair, but Gollum and the evil one crept up and slipped away with her." Freaking amazing. This song is called Ramble On from 1969 on Led Zeppelin 2 album, their second album, aptly titled. The whole song feels almost like a bluesy, summery vibe, but really it is a story that chronicles Frodo's quest to destroy the One Ring to rule them all, Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, Led Zeppelin would have other songs like this, but this is one of the most famous entries on this list. Have you heard Ramble On? Let me know in the comments. It's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs as well. They'd done a lot of covers in the first album and kind of a little bit on the second album. This was one of their originals and it really showed how their songwriting prowess was growing at the time, and they were very big fans of fantasy literature, including The Lord of the Rings, so you start to see this in various songs, including the second entry, which is also by Led Zeppelin on this list, and that is The Battle of Evermore. Now, this one doesn't have necessarily lyrics that are like 1-to-1 ratio of Lord of the Rings references, but it does reference the Queen of Light, which is the elf queen Galadriel. It also specifically references the Dark Lord and the Ring Wraiths. One of my favorite personal lyrics in this, I want to read it so I can make sure that I can get it right, is, "Oh well, the night is long, the beads of time pass slow, tired eyes on the sunrise, waiting for the eastern glow. The pain of war cannot exceed the woe of aftermath. The drums will shake the castle wall. The ring wraiths ride in black, ride on." Absolutely brilliant poetic lyrics in this song, off of Led Zeppelin 4 from 1971. It is amazing how many Lord of the Rings references they have. These are two of my personal favorites. Now let's jump away from Led Zeppelin and talk a little bit about another band that I'm a huge fan of, and that is the Canadian rock band trio Rush. Now Rush wrote a lot of prog rock songs that were kind of prototypical for that genre in that day and age, and in 1977 they released their Farewell to Kings album. After their breakout album 2112, which had its own sci-fi fantasy leanings, including a song called Rivendell, which of course references the Elven Sanctuary in J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings series. But this one is a personal favorite of mine, and it's from Farewell to Kings, and it's a song called Xanadu. Xanadu directly references Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan. Now, Kubla Khan references kind of a shield from the coldness of reality, and it's kind of an ode to creativity. But Rush uses this to really kind of creative aplomb about a guy who tries to find immortality with creative allusions to that and loses his mind in the process. Some of my favorite lyrics, I'm just going to read them for you so you have them. "To seek the sacred river Alf, to walk the caves of ice, to break my fast on honeydew, and drink the milk of paradise. I had heard whispered tales of immortality, the deepest mystery. From an ancient book I took a clue. I scaled the frozen mountain tops of eastern lands unknown, time and man alone, searching for the lost Xanadu. Absolutely gorgeous lyrics, and again, really references this Samuel Taylor Coleridge poem quite completely. Another Samuel Taylor Coleridge reference that I need to mention on this list is another favorite band of mine, and that is Iron Maiden. They were very much history buffs, and they loved reading literature and poems, and one of their most famous songs is called The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, aptly titled because it's direct title from the Samuel Taylor Coleridge poem of the same name. This is basically a cautionary tale about mistreating nature when a wedding party who's sailing on a ship ends up killing an albatross and hanging it on its neck, a sign of a bad omen and a doomed voyage to follow. Now, some of my favorite lyrics on this basically summarize the poem so well, and you even hear the cadences of the way the vocals are sung if you get a chance to listen to this song. I'm linking these all in the description, by the way, if you want to check them out. But even the lyrical cadences echo the poem while still feeling like it really belongs in the song. So I gotta read this. It says, "The albatross begins with its vengeance, a terrible curse, a thirst has begun. His shipmates blame bad luck on the mariner. About his neck, the dead bird is hung. And the curse goes on and on and on at sea, and the thirst goes on and on for them and me. Day after day, we stuck, no breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink." Now that last line especially was a direct lift from the poem, but it's amazing how close they were able to get to this poem while still making it feel like a song that belongs on its own. So this is the next choice on my list, Iron Maiden's Rime of the Ancient Mariner from 1984's Power Slave album. Let's talk a little bit more about Iron Maiden, because they have quite a few songs that would belong on this list, but I'm going to pick two more of my personal favorites. Now, prior to Rime of the Ancient Mariner, a year earlier in 1983, they released their Peace of Mind album. The last track on that album is called To Tame a Land. When I first heard it, I loved it. It had an almost Middle Eastern vibe. I really enjoyed the progressiveness of the song. It feels like you've gone on a big journey. What I found out later, and as I started to read Frank Herbert's Dune, is the sheer amount of Dune references in the song. Let me give you a couple examples, shall I? He rules the sandworms and the freemen in the land amongst the stars of an age tomorrow. He is destined to be a king. He rules over everything on the land called Planet Dune. Body water is your life, and without it you would die on the desert, the planet Dune. Without a still suit you would fry on the sand so hot and dry in a world called Arrakis. It is a land that's rich in spice, the sand riders and the mice, that they call the Muad'Dib. He is the Kwisatz Haderach. He is born of Caladan, and he will take the Gom Jabbar. He has the power to foresee or to look into the past. He is the ruler of the stars. I mean, come on. It's like, how do you fit those types of words in a song and make it sound musical? It's kind of amazing, honestly. It's no small feat. So if you haven't got a chance to check this out and you love Dune, check it out. I think you would enjoy it. And the last Iron Maiden example on this list is a direct reference to Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Now, this song is called Brave New World. Now, this song, rather than being a direct lift of ideas present in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World novel, it's a little bit more of a commentary of what Brave New World as a novel represents, kind of the thematic ideas that are present in the novel. Let me give you an example. Dying swans, twisted wings, beauty not needed here. Lost my love, lost my life, in this garden of fear. I have seen many things in a lifetime alone. Mother love is no more. Bring the savage back home. Dragon kings, dying queens. Where is salvation now? Lost my life, lost my dreams. Ripped the bones from my flesh. Silent screams laughing here, dying to tell you the truth. You are planned and you are damned in this brave new world. It really talks about predestination. It talks about the control of society through conditioning and kind of what you lose as a result. I mean, I think it's a brilliant portrayal of that. This actually came out in, I think, 2000 or 2001. So it is a rather recent song, and it was off the album of the same name, Brave New World. But if you haven't checked it out, highly recommend. And it doesn't necessarily feel like the novel, but it does feel like the themes that are present in the novel. The next one is kind of going to yet another heavy metal band, because as you could tell, heavy metal seems to go really well with fantasy. I guess they all like to read fantasy. This particular one is Metallica. Now, on their second album, Ride the Lightning, which came out, I think, 1984, I want to say, they had a song called The Call of Cthulhu. Now, this is in direct reference to The Call of Cthulhu by HP Lovecraft. And this one's a little bit of a cheat because there's no lyrics in this one. This is more of an instrumental, but it's kind of an instrumental homage to the Cthulhu mythos. It's both devastating, terrifying, powerful, and also kind of beautiful. You got to check it out if you haven't. And I believe it was the album closer, and it was a great closer for the Ride the Lightning album. And the last one takes it all the way back to 1967, kind of at the heights of the counterculture movement and also the summer of love of the 60s. Also, fantasy in popular culture and in music. This song is no exception. This song references Alice in Wonderland, but uses drug references as well in double entendres. This song is called White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Let me read you these lyrics to get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, you'll see Alice in Wonderland imbued throughout the lyrics in this beautiful song. And yet it's also an ode to mind expansion and kind of experimentation. So let me give you an example. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell him a hookah-smoking caterpillar has given you the call. He called Alice when she was just small. When the men on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go, and you've just had some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low, go ask Alice. I think she'll know. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's off with her head, remember what the dormouse said. Feed your head. Feed your head. Absolutely brilliant song. Got to check it out. If you like Alice in Wonderland, if you like kind of the counterculture movement of the late 60s and are fascinated with the sounds and styles of that era, this song is definitely a fantastic one to go. I mean, as I mentioned, there are other ones as well. These are some of my personal favorites. Do you have any others that you would add to this list? Anything you think I'm missing out on? Any of these particularly are your favorites? Let me know in the comments as well. I love having these discussions with you. That's the most fun about this channel. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm Nick Hill with Shelf-Esteem. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I'll see you as always on the next video.